Welcome, everybody, to tonight's episode of Roll With It. Well, as you can see, the normal Rith or Tim's fabulous shirt that he wears every week, really top notch. I will probably have those in the non-existent merch store at some point. Taste Hammer. All right. So last week we left off. The group had made their way back into Arabelle, acquired the inn from Iglar, and registered as a charter at the post office. And as you might be able to see from the new map, it has been updated with a legend, including everybody's spot number 25, the post office. So, it's canon now. Everybody has to update the Forgotten Realms wiki to make sure that that particular building is labeled post office. It's just the way it works. So, but back to tonight's episode. We ended last week with getting the charter all set up and then exiting out to go on the Manticore mission before first stopping by El Hazir's in order to pick up the magical bag of holding that you would need in order to transport the Manticore's heart back to him. Then you guys made your way out of town and head towards the town of Red Spring, and then met with the mayor there briefly in order to discuss the job. Mayor Belden, or the tanner of the town, finding the town was in quite a bit of disrepair from a failed expansion attempt number of decades ago. And after speaking to the mayor, you talked to a couple of the guards that were with one of the merchants, as well as the merchant, establishing his character as to be lacking, so to speak. And through some clever hiding on Lilith's part, managed to steal all of his left shoes from his chest, as he is a cobbler, as well as his tools. Except for one set of shoes, you took the entire one. And then you also did get some information from a couple of the local hunters, learning that a lot of the instances involving the Manticore seem to have happened to the northeast of the town. So they gave Kerr a roughly drawn map that he should be able to follow for the local area in order to kind of get you in the vicinity of where you need to go, as well as learning where the initial victim that everybody knows of, the nephew of the owner of the stables there, where his body was found. So you guys set camp just inside the forest, about 30 to 45 minutes inside, and bedded down for the evening, and we begin at the start of a new day. So, what would you like to do?
Um, Scout for breakfast, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check if you'd like.
20.
20. All right. So you can find some um, you can find some berry bushes that are edible. You can get a fair amount from that, as well as you do see some wildlife that's in the area, some rabbits, squirrels.
I'll take a shot at a rabbit.
All right, go ahead and using your sling, I assume.
Yes, sir.
All right, go for it.
But I don't want to decimate it with a spear. 15.
15? Yeah, 15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
6. 6.
6? Okay. Yeah, you hit the rabbit and just right upside the head, and it's gone. So you have the ability to take it back, skin it, prep it if you'd like.
I will indeed.
Okay. Looks like we are having a tech issue for Kovac too, but we'll see if he can get booted back up.
So I'll
Yep.
You go.
All right. So you're gonna go ahead and prep the rabbit for breakfast then?
yes, sir.
All right. So you can go ahead and take care of that. Let's say with the time that you get up, I mean, it'll take you a little bit of time to skin it, get it prepped, cooked up. Um, but you're probably about an hour into the day or so.
Okay.
Maybe an hour and a half, we'll say, just to get everything ready. So, um,
I'd also like to cast Goodberry.
okay, go ahead and roll that out then. Three of them. All right. So you have 3 berries that will last for today. So whomever you wish to give those to, or just hold on to, you may.
I'm just gonna hold on to them.
right.
I'll eat one. I'll keep the other two, and then
Okay.
I'll leave breakfast for everybody else.
Okay. So Kerr prepares a rabbit. So there's a modest amount of meat for everybody who wants any of it. You guys do have your trail rations as well for anything you wish to supplement for that.
Rith won't shy away from some food.
Okay. No more blue screen there for Kovac. Good now. All right. Nice.
That was weird.
Good time for that. Good timing. Thank
Welcome-
you,
welcome
Windows.
Talk
back.
about
No.
record PC boot up. Damn.
That's what happens when you upgrade the RAM and whatnot, probably
I
too.
know, right? It was amazing.
Thank you, Windows. We appreciate you, Bill Gates. Um,
So, Bruin, I'll take a berry if that's okay. I'll leave my share for Rith. Or were you
Sure.
saving them?
I was hoping to use them as like a last minute save our ass.
Okay, not a problem.
I did find regular berries, and we have the salted venison, but I figured everyone was getting tired of that.
I don't think Kerr gets tired. I don't think Rith gets
Yes.
tired of anything.
Oh, good.
Right. I get that we're both big guys, but as it's continually pointed out, I look like a cow. He looks like a dragon.
True.
I think Rith gets tired of stuff that's not meat.
Yeah. Right. You ready to do this?
So let's go.
Yeah.
all right. So you're gonna follow the trail that you're on right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, what's your plan or what's your approach in navigating this, or what are you looking out for?
I know exactly
I-
how to draw it out.
Ride our horses.
No, they're back there.
Yeah, they're back in the town.
Yeah.
No, you know, every time something's like when it's preying on another animal, it looks for the injured ones. So I'm gonna start
Right.
walking with a limp, going, "Ow, my leg hurts so bad."
Yeah, I guess that could work.
I turn.
If
I
nothing
turn
else,
to
it'll be entertaining.
turn to horse.
That's a pretty decent idea. I mean, it has attacked people on horses each time,
Oh, the kid was on a
True.
horse.
or at least with horses.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
So I can do that, and you can, you know, complain about your injury while riding.
I would say I could ride, since I'm small and non-threatening.
Works for me. I will let you guys decide how that works out. I'm going to turn into a horse now. And just in case it ends up being Riff, I'm going to turn into a Clydesdale.
All right, he's a big horse.
Rith will walk over to Lilith and pick her up,
Huh?
move her over to, and put her on top of her.
Okay. I was gonna ask for a lift. Thanks, Rith.
Happy help. To help.
I would have helped,
Very
but
good.
my leg, it just hurts so bad. Ah.
I'll pat him on the back. There.
Ah,
Such a compassionate man.
gentle.
I just start trotting along.
All right.
I limp along with the horse. A fake limp, of course. Probably
Right.
doesn't even look real.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
$11.
Average, I guess. I mean,
I really thought that was gonna be bad.
for the average person, someone might think you hurt yourself. You definitely don't feel like you're doing your best, though. Like, well, I mean, you feel like you're selling it with the "ow, it hurts" part. That's the important part.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, how's the marching order, or what are you guys? How are you guys approaching? So, Lilith's riding on Kerr. Are you guys
Guess I go-
moving around here? How's the rest of the marching order going? That
How wide, like, is the road? I guess, like, would we be able to walk beside the horse,
it's more of a
like a path?
woodland trail. So I mean, it does look like two horses could pass by each other, fairly comfortably. So maybe, I mean, you're probably talking about 10 feet wide or so.
I'll walk in front of the horse as if I'm guiding it.
Okay.
I'll walk behind the horse, but not in kick range.
Okay. So Rith, you're up by Kerr's head, just kind of like you're guiding.
Yep.
Okay.
going to be a very rough ride for Lilith. I'm going to do a lot of stomping and making as much noise as possible.
All right. That's fair. And how about Kovac?
Kind of in the middle, I suppose.
Okay, so you have Rith, Kerr with Lilith riding on top, and then Rowan.
I can walk behind Kovac.
Okay, so
Like
All right.
I could scoot back further, I guess, a little bit.
Okay, so you guys are fairly close to each other in regards to just making it look like you're traveling as a group.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you start traveling on. Um, what are you looking for, or what's your again? I know that you guys have the horse and you're using that kind of as a bait thing, but what are you looking for? Keeping her out for anything else?
I am glancing up around, seeing if anything's flying up ahead of us.
Okay.
I was gonna look around for like spines, like the tail spines that people have been telling about.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at signs of like leftover food that he may have taken and attacked and left pieces of.
Okay. So any sites where something was either killed or eaten.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Rith, you're keeping your eyes in the sky. Rowan, you're looking for spines or any signs of them. Um, anything for Kovac?
No, just normal perception.
Keeping an eye on the path then. Just for
Yeah.
anything else moving around. All right. Go ahead and roll perception checks, everybody. Okay.
Why is it not working? Hey, there we go.
There it goes. 11 for you. Okay. All right. So Lilith, you're keeping an eye out. You don't notice anything in particular that looks like it's been eaten in the recent time frame as you're going past. Rowan, yeah, about I would say 15-20 minutes
I
into
was waving to the hand behind you.
okay, that's good. I wasn't looking at that.
It's all good.
Trying to
Sorry.
catch Tim. I don't think they were looking at him.
Yeah, about 15-20 minutes or so. Sorry, I wanted that light back off so I don't have as much light shining off of my, more exposed dome. I don't need glare. So yeah, we're in about 15 or 20 minutes after you guys start moving. You do notice off to your right. It does look like there is a spine off in the distance. Maybe 30-40 yards off the path.
Since Kovac is right in front of me, I'll at least point it out to him. Like, hey, look, spine. So maybe
I'll whistle.
Maybe we're in the right place.
Yeah, I'll whistle up to them in case they didn't see it. Point it out.
I'll pat Bruin on the shoulder, kind of point over where Kovac is showing.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a perception check for Lilith too. You can make it an advantage since you're being assisted.
Mine was whether or not I potentially heard the
Yeah,
whistle.
he would. Oh yeah, he's not making it any kind of like quiet whistle or anything. So he's whistling ahead to
Okay.
get your attention. So you would hear it.
21.
21. Okay. Yeah, you notice about 30 yards off the path to the right. there is indeed a spine sticking out of the ground, roughly about 2 to 3 feet in length.
That's gonna hurt.
Ow, my leg.
All right. Are you guys continuing to move on once you spot it, or anything else?
I'll walk over to it and pick it up.
Okay, so you're going over there to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Go over there. It's embedded into the ground. Probably about 6 inches to a foot. So it takes you a little bit. Doesn't really have a whole lot of grip to it. It's rather smooth. The exterior is. But it's very, very solid. And once you pull it out, I mean, it weighs a fair amount. Probably 10, 15 pounds.
It looked like it could be used to, just from my smithing knowledge, it could be used for anything specific.
I mean, if you cut it down, I mean, it's got quite a bit of mass on it right now. But if you cut it down, you probably could, yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in my bag of holding then.
Yeah. I mean, you would probably need just like a whetstone or a grinding stone to kind of take some of the material off, but
Okay.
it could either be fashioned into, you think, a spear, maybe a sword of some sort. But yeah, definitely
Okay.
be used for something.
Cool. I'll put that in my bag of holding. I'll look around to see if I see any more.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check in the area.
As well as I'm looking to see if I see it.
Sure. You don't notice anything else in the area where you're at. I mean, the tree cover's a little thicker where you are, but no other spines that you notice.
Okay.
All right, so Rith wanders off, picks it up, sticks it into his bag, comes back. Anybody else?
I'm just looking like a snack, you know?
Sure.
Yep. I will keep an eye out just so I don't get snatched
Okay.
without me knowing it.
Keeping your eyes to the sky as well?
Yep.
Okay. You can go ahead and make a perception check too if you'd like.
What do you want?
21. Okay. As you're looking up into the sky, don't necessarily see anything. It's kind of cloudy, but there's some clouds going across the sky, but it's mostly clear, so you're not obstructed in that way. But you do notice, kind of ahead of you and to the right, you notice that look like some branches have been broken off some of the trees.
I will do my best to point it out with like head motions, and hopefully the noises I make won't just add to the confusion of me just trying to be like an attention grab.
Okay. Lilith, you're on his back, so go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
you see his head, like he's doing like kind of random a few times, and then all of a sudden it's like pointer dogs. So you look up in the direction that he's pointing. Go ahead and make a perception check if you're checking it out. Obviously trying to point you towards something at advantage.
Go ahead and walk over there. Worked out well for me.
Okay. 25.
2 to 20. That's amazing. I love it. 25. Yes, you will notice the exact same things. It looks like something crashed through some branches on the way out to the northeastish
All
of where
right,
you're standing right now.
I'll pat Bruin on the neck and say, "Got it, buddy," and I'll whistle the same as Kovacs did,
Mhm.
and point to that area.
Is he saying he
Okay.
wants us to walk over there?
All right. Anybody who wishes to take a look, go ahead and roll a perception check at advantage since you're being assisted. 2 12s.
That's how I do
Wow,
it.
another 20.
Look
What
at
the?
that.
Oh god, we're
I'm-
using them all now,
I'm
guys. We're
just-
screwed in
good
the
job,
fight.
guys. Yeah, good job. I love it that you're using the 20s right now. It's fantastic.
Not gonna go well.
Yes, you're not quite sure what they're pointing at until everybody's. It takes you probably. It's like looking at one of those pictures when people tell you that there's a shape hidden, and it's like at the end of like the movie Mallrats where he starts hitting on. It's like, why can't I see it? And then all of a sudden, like Rowan comes over and like points your head, and you're like, oh yeah, there's broken branches there. But yes, the rest of you do see that looks like something crashed through the canopy to the northeast. You can even see some of the branches that are disturbed and on the ground a little bit further forward.
I'm assuming that some of them are rather large branches.
Near the tops of the trees, so it's not huge. They're not huge branches. But yeah, I mean some of them are probably a couple feet in length. They're not overly thick branches though.
Okay. I'm a little less worried now.
It wasn't like it crashed through the bottom part of the branches, more like just taking some. Looks like something was just hit something on the way out.
Okay. We're definitely in the right spot.
But yeah, from where you're at, it's probably like 30 degrees.
Should we go that way?
I mean, the path you're on continues mostly. It looks like it continues kind of north, but I mean, it winds a little bit. So I mean, you can go off the path if you'd like.
Anybody?
I'll head off that way.
I'm game.
Okay.
I guess I'll track as a horse.
Okay. So go ahead and make your survival check.
Horses do no tracks.
You do?
Yep. Mhm.
Oh.
Well, 12.
Yeah. Yeah, you wander off the path into the trees. About where you see some of the broken branches. You wander about 30, 40 yards. You see the broken branches that are on the ground, some that are kind of still stuck in some of the branches up there. And then you realize there are no tracks really for you to follow. No more broken branches. Doesn't seem like it was just clipping tops of trees as it kept going. Forest is pretty thick here, so you can't really see up into the sky anymore, or very little anyhow. But nothing that you can really indicate which direction it went from there.
Just hang my head sadly.
I keep walking straight.
Through the
I'll
trees?
pat him.
Okay.
I follow the leaders.
Okay. Kerr, are you continuing forward?
I will stick with the group.
Okay. So Rith is just walking through the trees in the direction you guys saw the branches. All right. You guys continue on for 45 minutes, hour. Kind of rough moving through here, so you're moving at a slower pace mostly. So don't really have any other signs necessarily at this point. I mean, you guys can make a perception check again if you'd like, see if you notice anything.
Is it like super, like the canopy is like blocking out most of your view, or?
It's patchy here and there, so there are spots where you can kind of see through. Forest isn't incredibly dense the entire way, but
I just remember we were told about like some mountains or something, and I didn't know if I could see the mountains.
you can make that as your perception check if you'd like.
Okay.
$16. It's hard to tell from here necessarily. You can't really see that far through a lot of the canopy that's here. Mostly on the ground, what you see is trees, and there are some of the hills. Like you feel like you're getting into foothills of where maybe mountains might be, but it's still mostly grassland right now with the forest.
Okay.
But other than that,
Just don't want to run into any of those storm worms.
right. That would be unfortunate, I'm sure. But yeah, everybody else, you see forest around you. Nothing else has seemed to indicate any kind of signs of spines. You do see some downed trees here and there, but it looks like they've been down for a while. Some branches that have fallen off of dead trees and whatnot, but nothing that really indicates a disturbance of any kind.
Using my background feature, can I recall where the nearest road is? Is it behind us, or is there one like a trail that we can head towards in our current direction?
Well, you're heading kind of north by northeast right now. Based off of the map you were given, you know that the trail kind of curls northeast, but you're moving diagonally away from it. So you're probably about, based off of what you know, anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes from maybe meeting up with the trail again, but you'd probably have to turn almost north.
Mm.
Or you'd have to go back to, you'd have to go at an angle and kind of the other direction, more to the northwest.
Okay. As long as we're pushing on this way, I'll keep with it.
Okay.
Say I'm just going as long as nobody tells me to not go. So.
Okay.
Uh,
So you guys continue on for another hour, 2 hours, getting close to lunchtime. No signs of the trail that you were
Also,
on.
I'm also no longer a horse.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, I mean, he kind of, I'm assuming either you stop and let her off or you just transform back.
I'll
Which
just
one?
transfer back.
Okay, so
No warning.
all right, let's make a dex check.
Okay.
A dex save, anyhow. Dex save, we'll say. 11. All right. So you just, all of a sudden, the horse is kind of gone. There stands Kerr, like, goes from here to here. And you land, but it's more like a superhero landing. It's kind of rough on the knees because you hit a tree branch, like a tree root that was kind of sticking out of the ground.
I'm gonna
That
land
hurt.
like Black Widow.
Yeah. and then you're like, oh no, that was a tree right to the tender part of the knee. Doesn't do any damage to you, but stings a little bit. You just kind of shake it off.
I'll play it off.
Yeah.
Now we've got 2 people with hurt legs.
Mm.
Even better.
Our plan is coming together. It's working so great right now. Okay, so
Let's cook some food.
okay, that actually might help. I'll clear space to make a decent sized fire.
Okay.
That way, it's in hopes that the smoke acts as a
Like an attractor.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking the smell of the meat too.
So I should go hunting then.
Well, you have some of that venison, right?
I do. Could work. There's not a whole lot left. Let's cook out the whole thing.
And you're such a good cook.
Yeah. And I'll like search through my bag and pull out a cookbook. Be like, yep, sure am.
All right. What are you cooking then? I guess.
I'm going to determine that it really doesn't matter if I'm not using the right meat and go with like a chicken recipe.
Okay. So are you cooking some of the salted venison with like a chicken recipe then?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And you said I know you said you grabbed some stuff while you were in town, right? Like for
Yeah.
cooking purposes. All right. So
Yep. I'll treat it like a rotisserie since I got one of those now.
yeah, sure. Doing like some vegetables or something with it that you have, or can't remember what else you picked up.
I do have some vegetables. But I grab mostly just utensils and stuff.
Right. Okay. So you're rotisserieing some salted venison with some spices and whatnot.
Yep.
Okay.
Poultry mix.
Okay. So a poultry mix with venison. That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and it's heavily salted already, so this will be good. All right. So you're cooking the food. Takes so you make a pretty decent sized fire to cook it over. Takes 15, 20 minutes just continually rotating it to make sure that you get it cooked all the way through. How much are you doing out of this, I guess, for the group?
I'm going to cook the last of it, like the whole bit.
How much was left?
I don't know, but it is in my character sheet, so
Yeah.
let me open it up.
I knew you were keeping track of it, so.
I've got about 20 pounds left.
Okay. All right, so 15 to 20 minutes becomes more like a half hour. So you're turning it around.
I walk over and wipe some of the saliva from Rith's mouth because I see him staring at the
Yeah,
20
Rith,
pounds
it's
of
just
meat.
it's sitting there just cooking. He's just rotating it the entire time. Smell of the meat and some of the spices, it's a little bit conflicting, but it still smells pretty good. Still has a meat smell to it, you know.
Take that.
Hey, Rowan.
Yep,
Hey, can I ask a favor?
maybe.
I got a pair of shoes here
Okay.
And I was
also have a pair
hoping-
of shoes.
that is there a way for you to see if they're like enhanced or anything?
Sure. Okay, I'll check them. We're gonna save
Are
it
you-
while he's cooking.
I'll show
anyway.
him the actual pair of halfling shoes that I have.
Okay.
I will use my detect magic while he's doing that, and I'm turning. But I won't
Okay.
stay in.
All right, so you take 10 minutes to ritual cast identify, I presume?
Yeah.
No, I can.
Well, it's for Rowan. Yeah, for Rowan's. Yeah, you can cast it. So yeah, you cast it, and yeah, you get a magical sense around you. When you look at the at the shoes, no,
Okay.
there's nothing there. But from everybody else around you, yeah, you get some magical senses. But you knew that to a certain extent. You also have one kind of from around your waist,
Oh,
and you're like, "That's the belt I picked up." Huh. So you do get a minor hint of magic from that.
I'll look
But yeah.
around and be like,
Well, you're in the midst of casting the spell ritually, so I mean, how focused are you on it? Are you paying attention to what Kerr's doing?
I'd probably be focused on it because that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yep. So you go through the 10-minute casting time, finish out, and nothing.
I take them back over to Lilith, and I'm like, "Nice find. These things will help you be super sneaky." And I give them back and walk off.
Insight check.
Okay. Go ahead and make a deception check.
6.
Ow! I mean, still beat him.
I mean, using that is a critical fail. Let's see. Gosh, I can't remember how they actually treat that. I want to say there isn't such a thing as a
yeah, as far as I know, you can't crit fail a skill.
right. You can't. So, you're not quite sure how the shoes necessarily could make you extra sneaky, but I mean, he didn't seem necessarily lying about it. But these are healed, and seems kind of counterproductive. But they are nice. I mean, you did make a good find.
I'll go sit next to Kerr and I'll say, hey, so you wanted to make some smoke, right?
Yep.
So when you get done cooking here, I'll make some smoke.
How so?
I have a bunch of shoes to burn.
Weren't you doing that last night too?
I
Some
think
of
he
them.
said he was going to do
I
it do it in the morning.
Yeah.
The next day. Yeah.
Well, this is all going on. I'm going to be sharpening that quill because I'm bored.
So
Okay.
after we get done, unless you want to smoke it and it tastes like chew.
Well, I have eaten shoe. It's not a good flavor.
Yeah. I thought goats did that, not cows.
Yep. Anyway, so I could just make the fire bigger with a simple spell, and it should burn away everything in there fairly quickly.
Okay.
Or we
Say
can
I can
throw
throw all these
shoe on
shoes
it.
in there. Because I have 19 shoes here total.
Does that include the magic ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
I
need
would-
them.
I don't think those will burn.
Well, if they don't burn, we can find out which other pairs of these are magic.
Sure. Did I notice if there was any magic coming from wherever she stored the shoes?
They're in the bag of holding.
Oh, so yes,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
definitely. It's like, oh yeah,
And
magic.
the bag's magic. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, that works.
All right. So 30 minutes or so goes by. The outside of the venison has a nice crispy crust to it from all the cooking, and got some juices kind of dripping off of it still. And Rith, I mean, this how long, what's his patience like after like 10, 15 minutes of smelling this cooking the entire time?
Well, I mean, Rith is understands the finer dishes.
Okay. So he can wait for the
or
cooking part.
stations of good food. So yes,
Okay.
he can wait.
Right.
It's just when it's presented to him, he is more than willing to partake.
All right. Go ahead and make her. Yeah, an intelligence check. Since you're cooking, see how well you kind of follow the recipe. Hey, all
13.
right, yeah. Um, yeah. Um, you throw the spices on there. It's a bit odd. I mean, you kind of start to smell them, and you're like, think we could use a little bit something different on there. So you add a few things, we'll say. Um, and it smells pretty good and decent. You know, it's not like some of the better meals that you've had in some of the more expensive inns that you've stayed in, that you guys have stayed in recently. But as far as the either average to above average food, it kind of falls in that group right there. Definitely more than edible. It smells good. So after about 30 minutes, you have a fully cooked hunk of salted venison that has some modified poultry seasoning to it.
Uh, Everybody can enjoy. I, of course, had good berry earlier, and I'll start throwing on those shoes for you. Well,
All right. I'll take them all out of the bag and pile them next to Kerr.
Okay, so you have
I have 17 left
17
shoes,
layers,
and then the pair.
the fancier pair. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Sneaky pair.
So yeah, the sneaky pair.
Also going to give him the cobbler's tools and say, "Here, throw these in there too."
All right, burning everything.
okay. It's like a tiny little tack hammer and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of it is metal, metal equipment, with like wooden handles to it. So, I mean, parts of it'll burn,
Sure.
maybe.
Okay.
Um, it's treated wood, so I mean, it would take a while to catch, but if you leave it in there long enough, it would probably burn.
True.
So, all right, are you casting anything to enhance the fire, or are you just going to let it burn naturally?
I'm going to use Druidcraft to temporarily like burst it up every now and then, since I can't make it bigger.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, as you're cooking, you can't have a huge flame to cook underneath because otherwise it would burn everything. But yeah, I mean, you toss the shoes on there, and smoke turns, slightly different color from just the wood burning it, but a lot of the fabric burns up quickly. The wooden parts of the soles of the shoes start to catch fire after the fabric is burned away. The cobbler's tools, maybe not as quickly, but the metal kind of takes on a slightly blackened appearance from just the carbon that's in there. But yeah, I mean, after about 15-20 minutes, the fire starts to kind of die down from having it burst up all the time. Used up most of the fuel that you had in there. So it's mostly embers at this point. And you do see that a fair amount of the cobbler's tools have survived, but they're not really recognizable as far as like the markings that were on there. So,
Okay.
but the shoes that you put in are all ashed up, including the sneaky ones if you put those in there. So,
I waited till like all the others had like effectively gone, and I would toss those in and use Druidcraft to kill the fire.
all right. So those get tossed in last, and the fire goes out as soon as those. Um, Druidcraft, does that have a somatic component or anything?
You find out. It does.
Okay.
I have to say, and it has a vocal too.
Yeah. So as he tosses them in, he like makes a gesture that's very similar to what he's been doing while it's been burning up, but the fire goes down, and says a word in Sylvan as well. And the fire just kind of dies down, and the shoes are just sitting there. Because does it extinguish the fire?
Yeah, it can kill. It can either create a candle, torch, or campfire, or it
Okay.
can kill the same stuff.
Okay. So yeah, it's just smoke now. Looks like just burned embers that are no longer glowing.
Didn't expect that. No.
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like, Lilith. Yeah, that was pretty quick. It was definitely there was some kind of arcane assist to that. Not really exactly sure what spell he'd probably use, but there was certainly a spell crafting notion to that.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Those things have to be cursed.
Yep. Yep. Probably shouldn't put those on. We could put them on someone else, though. I mean, if you're an ass. I'm going to roll a bluff now.
Roll deception check. I mean, unless he asks to roll an insight, you don't necessarily. Oh, okay.
Wow.
19.
All right, I'll roll
if you-
insight to
If you
counter it, I
want to insight him, if you wish to, I mean.
guess. 22.
I'm gonna
That's
start.
about the-
I'm gonna start drawing up my new character, guys.
That's about the best you've ever seen Kurt lie. Like, that was actually, you're kind of impressed with that. I mean, you do a pretty good job yourself. I mean, he's not quite as good as you, but that was actually pretty good. He had you going for a moment. So, whether or not you respect or however you come across that for you.
Pretty much I'm gonna nod and say, that could work. But I still don't want to get caught with these.
Okay. We can just leave them out
So
here.
let's bury them. So that way somebody else can't come across them.
Sure. Sure.
Now, we should bury them, I'd say 4 to 6 feet deep. And that's a little too deep for me to get. Can you dig the hole?
Like any particular reason they need to be that deep?
Just that would ensure that nobody gets them.
I mean, if I'm digging a hole that's like grave deep, people are going to notice the churned earth. I can hide the shallower hole easily.
How shallow?
1.5 feet, 2 feet.
That's like half my height still.
Yeah.
If you want to dig the hole, I'll use my mage hand and I'll put the shoes in there. How's that?
Why do you need to use your mage hand?
Just I don't want to touch them.
I touched them just fine.
I mean, if
Yeah.
they did that to the fire, though, it may have activated something.
Possible. Now reach in and grab the shoes.
You're brave. That you
can
are
I-
very. I named you correctly.
Can I roll an insight check?
Go ahead.
There it is.
Roll a deception there, Lilith. Oof.
Man,
Oof.
Yep, we're all going to die.
You were lying to her.
Trust building here is just great.
She knows you were lying.
Okay, and I'll just chuck the shoes. Like, no one's gonna find.
then I'm just gonna chuckle and walk off. But that was good. You almost had me.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
I'm trying. it feels wrong.
But it was fun while it lasted, right?
Sure, falls into that prank level of stuff.
Yeah. It's a good day for that.
Yeah, because we're about to face something big and scary. So
We need to stay in good spirits about it.
Ow, my leg.
All right.
we can either wait or we can move on towards the mountains.
My thoughts are that we move. Because if we haven't attracted it yet, I don't think we're going to for a while. But we could head that direction.
Yeah.
Now that the fires went out.
We do need to keep an eye out though for additional things when we're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Orcs, owlbears, ettins, stormworms.
Oh my.
Those stormworms, I've heard they're pretty bad.
I don't know anything about them. The name alone is
And that's
Sure.
all I know. They're mysterious yet elusive.
I suppose. I mean,
They must be dangerous since we haven't heard anybody talking about them.
right, no one survived.
Yeah.
And there are apparently very terrifying tiny six-legged lizards with ginormous teeth.
Yeah. Well, I guess we better just go to it.
Alrighty.
But that was a very good venison there.
I mean, I just opened it up and did the first recipe I found.
It tastes a little like chicken, but with venison.
Everything tastes like chicken.
That's
It's the
yep,
Matrix.
and I'm just kick like a little bit of dirt back onto like the coals and just get up and grab my stuff and just start walking.
All right.
I'm not afraid of anything when I got my good friend Rith with me and I pat him on the back.
Rith is confused, but he's eating, so he doesn't care. There's a lot of talk going on there.
Uh-huh. First the shoes were magical, then they were cursed, and
Then
now
they
they
threw
just threw them to
away.
the side,
They were gonna bury him.
and now it's a prank, and yeah, whatever. All right. So you're heading off again. What direction are you taking?
The mountains are to the northeast. Are they a
They're
little more north for us, or
no, I mean the mountains are basically the entire northern direction. You could go northwest, you could go north, you could go northeast. You're eventually going to hit mountains of some sort. The path, if you're referring to like the map and whatnot,
no? Just
yeah.
the direction that it's flown in.
Well, I mean, you're east of where the path is. You know that basically on the distance that you traveled, you've gone further east than where the map stops.
Okay, I'll head
So
straight north.
okay. All right. So you
Follow
head
them
north.
curve.
All right. So you head north about, we'll say, well, does your, I don't think your druid abilities, do they allow you to just traverse difficult terrain as normal speed, or
No,
I couldn't remember. Okay. So probably takes you about an hour going through the forest, just trying to navigate through the trees and all the undergrowth and whatnot until you spot what looks to be like a path. You're probably at this point further north than your map necessarily takes you. The map that they gave you kind of took you in a northeast direction to a spot where the path divided off into um, 3 viable options that they thought you that kind of all went into the lowlands of the mountains. So at this point, you're probably on whatever path went further east, northeast.
Okay. I'll do my best to guide us to that.
Okay. So you make your way there. You do find a path here. It's not as well maintained as some of the paths there. It's still decently wide. It's still in between 8 to 12 feet wide at points. But it's just not necessarily overgrown at points, but nature's reclaimed a few different pieces here and there. But yeah, I mean you are on a path. Kind of seems to be taking you northeast at this point. So you guys can make a perception check if you'd like.
I would.
Or somebody can, one person can. Okay.
25.
25 and 19. All right. And 2 for Kovac. Good one.
He was distracted by, ow, my leg!
All right. So, yeah, you're traveling along this path for about 30 or 45 minutes when, Kerr, you do notice something in the sky at a distance. Not too far away at this point. It looks fairly large. Wingspan, you could probably say, would be at this distance, you probably think it's maybe 20, 25 feet. Pretty decent sized creature. Seems to be kind of heading your way.
All right. I'll be like, I think we found it, and I'll kind of push like Rowan and Lilith off to the side and point up while doing it.
Ow, careful, my leg!
Oh.
I do not have vision on my token.
And now I'm gonna gift you guys. All right, so who's going where? I should say.
I will push everyone over to like here.
Okay. All right, there's the 5 of you.
Which way did you push us? Left?
Yeah, left towards the
So I got like pushed
Bigger.
over here.
bigger
Towards some of the
cluster of
trees.
trees. Yeah.
Yep. So this thing is closing rather rapidly. You would assume maybe you have 15 to 30 seconds before it's probably in your range, or
Okay.
in range of you. So, or you're in its range potentially. So,
Going to get like kind of by that tree and hide.
all right, go ahead and move yourself wherever you want to go.
I will cast Warding Wind.
Just grabbing my sword and my shield and getting ready. Or not my sword, my hand axe. And
Your
my shield,
axe. Okay.
Getting ready.
All right. So Lilith, you're hiding behind this tree here.
Yes.
All right. So you probably want to move 5 feet to your left if you'd like.
Okay.
That'll put you right behind the trunk. The trunk's in the middle. All right. Kovac, Rith, what are you guys doing?
You said it's coming straight from the north.
Northwest. It's like west northwest kind of. It's coming off and from where you guys are at, about 290 degrees. So straight ahead is 0. It's off to your left at about 45 degrees.
Put myself right there.
Okay. Lilith, if you want to roll a hide check, you can.
18.
18. Okay. Okay. Kovac, are you're behind the tree over there?
Yeah.
Okay. And Kerr, you're kind of standing in the middle?
Yep. I
Okay.
got a big old wind going around me too.
Okay. And what's that do?
I'm trying to pull it
let's
up
see here.
exactly.
Oh, I see it. Strong wind, 20 miles an hour, blows around you in a 10-foot radius. Wind lasts for this duration.
10 minutes.
Yep. And it remains centered on you.
Yeah, it moves
Okay.
with me.
Okay.
And I didn't mean to click right away there, but I will
Oh, Shield Faith.
as soon as I see. Yeah. So I'll kind of, I guess, hold that.
Okay. I mean, that lasts for 10 minutes, so.
Should be good, but I mean, just in case.
Okay. So you're waiting to cast that until it gets within, like, immediate threat range?
I mean, not immediate, but like as long as I can see it.
Right. I'm just saying, like, when it gets to
Yeah.
a point where you feel like it's presenting you
Yes.
danger. Okay. But
Yep,
before
yep,
it
there
can
you go.
necessarily attack you.
Right. Yep.
Got it.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll do the same with Blade Ward.
Okay. So you're just holding Blade Ward
Yeah, until like it's
every round. So every round you're just kind of casting Blade Ward until
no.
it.
Yes.
It's a cantrip, so I mean, you technically can. It's up to you.
Well, I mean, I would probably like once it got a lot closer, like
Okay.
in threat range, I guess. Kind of
Got
like
it.
you were saying with his Shield of Faith, I would just be like, bam.
Okay. All right. So let me.
I just
All
sit
right.
here the whole fight. Blade Ward. Blade Ward. Blade Ward.
Just tapping himself in the chest.
Rith, I'm you.
Come
I
at me.
have resistance.
Come at me.
Blade Ward. Blade Ward. Blade Ward.
All right. Anybody else preparing anything else?
Shillelagh.
Okay.
I'll prepare a rage.
Okay. Seems pretty standard.
Yeah.
All right.
I will also get ready and do True Strike.
Okay. So that lasts until. Does it have a range on it?
Let's see.
If that's like 60 feet or
30
something.
feet.
30 feet.
Yes. So
So it has to be within 30 feet of you, and then you can cast.
yes.
Okay.
But I'm hidden, so hopefully that's
All right. So if everybody wants to, it starts to get a little bit closer. Its form becomes more visible. Its wings are wide, leathery, beating very fast, or kind of looks like it's almost slowing down as it's descending. You notice that it actually looks to have 3 heads on it. So
Good.
let's see here. And
Is that what they're supposed to look like?
Yeah, I was just about to ask the same thing.
so all right. So swooping over the trees, you see a creature that has the head of a has 3 different heads on it. Has the head of a lion in the middle, and then off to its right it has the head of a goat, and then off to its left looks to be a head of a dragon. And its body is that of a lion itself as well. Anybody who wishes to can make a knowledge, nature, or arcana check.
Can I try to look super closely at its tail?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh!
Yep, there you go.
The edge of the screen screwed me.
All right. Yeah. Karen Kovac, you immediately recognize Chimera.
You cut out. What was it?
Chimera.
Okay.
Ruth, it takes you a moment as you look at it, but it almost it comes to you in about the same time. This is definitely a chimera. And Lilith, you've heard stories of them, but you recognize it as well. You know that they do not have tail spines of any kind. But Kerr and Kovac, you do know that these things can inhabit mountainous areas. So finding it in a spot like this isn't necessarily uncommon. But you can't see how anyone would confuse a manticore for this.
Right. Plus, we found evidence of Manticore.
Yep.
Okay.
So at this point, I mean, Kovac, it's probably close enough inside of your range that you would probably
pop that spell then. Okay.
feel more comfortable popping that on yourself.
Sure.
It's probably about. I mean, it's coming down right over that tree where it is, surveying the field, looking your guys' general directions and whatnot. And yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative. Okay. So, Rowan, you and the Chimera actually have the same initiative, but you have a higher dex. So, we'll go ahead and begin with you.
I'm measuring back.
Yep. Go for it.
You know what? I'm just gonna pop that blade ward again.
Okay.
We're just gonna have to pretend I clicked a spell that says Blade Ward because it doesn't exist.
Sure.
Yep. Okay. It's right there. I see it on the screen.
Yeah, there it is. It's not like it matters. It doesn't like, Yeah.
All right. So all right. So it will kind of keep its height, circle around this way, and Kovach's eyes move from you to Lilith. Seems to notice you, Lilith, as it kind of locks eyes with you. Just kind of surveying the field, and then ends its turn about 15 feet up in the air. So next is Lilith.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on the other side of the tree from it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a shot at him.
All right. This will just be regular.
Yep. 13.
A 13 misses.
All right. I'm gonna attempt to hide.
All right.
18.
18? Okay. All right. So Lilith, that's your go. Kerr.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to drop the bear totem between basically me and uh, Kovach there, just north of.
So like right right here maybe?
Yeah.
Hang on. Okay, so how big is that?
It's a 60-foot radius.
60 foot.
Nope, 30-foot radius. Sorry,
30 foot.
I can cast it within 60 feet of it.
Okay. Okay. Does that appear
Yes.
for everybody there? Okay.
Yep.
So everything within that light, you get it.
And everyone will get 10 temporary hit points
Nice.
and an advantage on strength checks and saving throws
Mhm.
while in the aura.
Okay.
And then I will use my action to cast mirror image on myself.
All right. And that's just a set amount, right? 4 or something? Is that?
Uh,
I can't recall. I mean, I guess if you cast it from your list, it'll tell us, I'm sure.
hopefully. There we go. Spells.
Oh,
Mirror
3
image.
illusionary duplicates. Okay.
I don't. Whatever.
Oh, that's if I have to roll that to see if I hit you. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you have 3 oh, so you roll that if I go to it. So If you have 3 or more, you have to roll a 6 or higher. If you have 2 duplicates left, you have to 8 or higher, and then if you only have 1 left, it's 11 or higher to transfer the attack to the duplicate. So,
And then y'all come and get me.
yep. All right.
He's so brave.
All right. That's your go, Rith.
As I step.
Hmm.
Step there
Okay.
and hold action for attack.
Okay.
You get 10 temporary HP.
All right,
Take-
Kovac.
B. Two that way. And
Eldritch
Eldritch
Blast.
Blast.
Okay. Yeah, 20 will hit.
Okay.
Nice.
You have two blasts that you can make right now?
At level 5, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to roll the attack twice. Make sure each one hits.
Oh. It did only roll one, didn't it?
Yep.
I'll have to fix that.
17 hits. Okay.
Okay. I wish you could select. on
Yeah,
that
the
blast.
Eldritch Blast doesn't... It levels as a cantrip, so it just rolls the dice for you. It should do it as individuals. So we might have to just say, go in and just adjust that formula so it doesn't scale as a cantrip.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So you hit it with 2 different Eldritch Blasts, slam into its chest, makes a little bit of mark on the lion fur, the fur chest, the fur that's there, and seems less than happy. So, all right. Back to the top with Rowan.
Saw how cool Kovac looked right there, and I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast.
Everybody gets one, right?
You get
Yeah.
I get
Yay!
yeah.
That's the way we like it.
Bring back the Bash Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roll that again. Roll another one just to see if the second one hits.
It hits.
It might be better for you just to roll the d10s at the bottom, and then you roll the first one for the regular damage. 7, okay. And then
Oh.
Dang
So
it.
we'll apply double damage off of that. Okay, 4. So you technically did more damage than he did. So that second one looks really impressive when it comes out of your hand. That raven looked bigger, and then all of a sudden it just kind of poofs against it a little bit. It hits, but not quite as impressive as you would have wanted.
I think, and I should have done this first probably. I'm trying to look, I need to look see if my yeah, the curse is a bonus action, so I'm gonna do Hexblade's curse.
Okay.
I should have done it first, but that's fine. I didn't think about it till now.
All right.
So he is cursed.
Got it. Let's see. Cool. And that just gives you extra damage against him, right?
Yeah, and crits are now 19 or 20.
Nice.
Oh.
And then if he dies, I get
Extra temporary hit points based off your warlock and charisma modifier. Yeah. All right.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Comes and lands there, and
Ground or tree?
it lands on the ground.
Okay.
So, I need Lilith and Rowan to both make dexterity saving throws, please. Mm.
25.
25.
17.
Okay. All right. Do you have evasion yet, Lilith?
I do not.
I think it comes until 7th level, maybe? I can't remember.
You could just make us level 7.
Yeah, level 7. Okay, so you don't quite have it yet. But all right, so it lands. The dragon head on the left opens its mouth. And you see the red glow start to come up and just spews out a 15-foot cone of fire. You both save, so
Jesus.
you take half of that.
I take half of that.
That's true. It's fire. So
I didn't realize you could pick up the dice. Maybe.
So
Thank God for
so it'd be
those
7
hit
for you.
points.
7.
Yep.
Thanks for the temporary hit points.
Yeah. No kidding.
All right, and as it lands, the dragon, the lion head just opens right in your face, Lilith, and you just smell rancid breath coming off of it. You even hear the goat head, just really loud, right in your face too, Rowan. So,
Rude.
quite. Next up is Lilith.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action first to disengage.
Okay.
I think I'm within melee distance.
Nope, it's 10 feet away from you.
No, okay. All right, I'm still gonna run away.
That's fine.
Let's see. Just go there. And I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Let me get back. Should be.
Good to go.
Okay. Sorry, little delay there. All right, so cast Earthbind on it, needs to make a strength saving throw.
Yep, sir.
All right, so
He failed.
its flying speed is reduced to 0. All right. So tendrils kind of wrap around its wings, and you see these vines constrict its wings to the side of its body. Fairly uncomfortable way. Its legs are still free, so it can still move, but it just cannot fly.
Oot. Yeah, I'll just do my best to get it to come towards me.
Okay. You're trying to egg it on to.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a intimidation check.
Oh,
11.
11.
Your mother was a hamster.
And your
And
father
your
smelled of
smelled
elderberries.
elderberries.
It kind of it tries to flex its wings out, and those green strips of energy can't seem to break through. And it just kind of bares its teeth and growls in your direction. Not quite sure if you're not quite sure if it's focused on you yet, but it does not seem happy. So,
Okay.
Rith.
Well, hopefully it's less happy here. I rage.
Okay.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I will move there.
Okay.
I will rage. And I will try to swing at it as I
All right.
tell it to taste my hammer.
All right.
And I will -5.
Okay. Is this reckless or no?
And I will reckless as well.
Okay. Oof. Almost. 11 will miss.
All right. I will do the same thing on my second attack.
It was almost a 20.
I know.
It tried.
It tried.
We've used them all up.
Yep.
You know?
There
Rith will
we
hit
go.
one here sometime, I'm
Hey!
sure. A
That's a
22 will
crit.
hit.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the range, I believe, still. Yeah, he's in range. So that is a critical hit.
Okay.
So you don't have brutal critical dice yet, though, but you do get double your dice.
Nice.
And then I will
Sweet.
also apply after that I will also apply radiant damage on it.
Okay. Does that get your modifier too, or is it just a
It's just a D6 plus half my barbarian level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. After Rith is Kovac.
Okay. Oh, before I forget, let's get this guy going.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll go ahead and Eldritch Blast again.
$19 does hit. You are outside the range, so it is just a regular damage, but
Yeah. Okay.
20 will also hit.
All right.
Nice. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, technically, Hex is 2 different attacks, so the D6 does apply to each Eldritch Blast.
Oh, that's right. Right, not 2. Oh, you
Hmm?
can click it twice. Look at that. Okay. Oh, I want my 1 point, damn it.
All right. Rowan.
So I'll look down and pull my sleeve back a little bit,
Mhm.
scrape my arm with my axe, and I'm gonna cast Bane.
Bane. Nice. Okay.
He has charisma saving throw of 16.
No.
Yeah.
So he has a -4 to all attacks, or minus D4, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna back up just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, let's put that on it. All right. No? Okay. All right. So Chimera is up. It will go ahead and, well, Brith, you're right there. So
Yeah.
the dragon head kind of rears back again, fire gathering in his mouth, and just breathes right at you. So um, go ahead and make it. Nope, here, hold on. There you go. You can make a dex save off of that if you want. Just click on it; it'll roll it for you. Ten. Okay, so you'll take full damage from the fire breath. 21. It's a pretty terrible roll. Let's see. Yeah. So the head rears up, breathes at you, and at the same time the goat head just kind of rams forward with its horns, and its claws swipe out at you. So let's see here. So yeah, that's an 11 for the claws to hit, so that will, and then the horns. Uh, 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 14, so you can just half damage that. All right. And that is the Chimera's go. Um, and Lilith,
All right. Gonna shoot it.
go for it.
23.
23 will hit.
Seven damage.
Wait.
plus 5 more. So 12 total.
Full damage. Okay. All right. I mean, it's starting to look pretty darn hurt. So, uh, but I mean, even as it's taking on some of these wounds and these hits, the heads just seem to growl more at you, just become more persistent, more angry. Um, doesn't really seem to be any kind of fear in the creature's eyes at all. So, um, sure, you're up.
I'm going to step there.
All right.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to give a healing word to Rith.
Got it.
7.
Nice.
And then I'm going to use my action to cast Storm Whip.
Thorn whip.
24.
Okay. Yeah, 24 will hit.
2 damage, and he gets drugged 10 feet towards me.
Okay. Let's see here. So, Rith, can I make a strength or a dex save to either dodge out of the way or try to not get knocked prone by it, because it's going to technically be in your space.
Okay. So
You're being, yeah, you're being forced from the space, so you'll have
Okay.
to
saving throw or ability check?
saving throw.
You said strength or dex?
I mean, yeah, you're just being pushed, so it's whether or not you get like knocked prone from it, basically.
And you get advantage on saving throws.
On strength, yeah. But also
You should
don't
have
you-
it save from raging.
from
Oh,
raging.
that too, yeah.
It didn't do the advantage on me, but that's all right. I got a 22 on the first one. I'll roll this another one here. Throw.
Okay.
Oh,
So
22.
you're basically pushed back there as it occupies your space.
Okay, but I'm not knocked prone or anything.
Nope. You just kind of push away from it as it's a very large creature. More several tons probably. But you manage to kind of brace yourself and you just get nudged out
Okay.
of the way. So, and it is your go.
Well, then I'm going to swing at it.
A 9 will miss.
All right, I will reckless again on the second attack.
14 will just hit.
Oh, sweet.
$26. Nice.
And then I will do another radiant. You know what? I'll take my one.
You will. You will. All right. It's looking pretty darn hurt right now, so Kovac.
30. Hello. And again.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
That'll miss. That'll hit.
Yay.
Seven. All right.
Totally worth it.
Yes. Even if you get a 1, you take the 1s for damage. They all add up.
Yep.
Rowan.
I attack him with my hand axe.
All right.
Roman, we believe in you.
A 16 will hit.
+2. What's our proficiency?
3 right
3.
now.
Okay,
Should be
plus
right.
3 damage then.
Okay. All right.
12.
You can see it's the wounds that it has on it are Kovach's one Eldritch Blast kind of knocks some of the fur off. You can see the skin and muscle exposed underneath. Wrist hammer hits are just kind of smashing and tearing through the muscle and the fur and the skin, bleeding. One of the goat's horns are kind of cracked and broken at points. Now it's got a nice gash in it from Rowan, an arrow sticking out of it. It's hanging on, but not by much. So it comes up to its turn. Right. Gets its fire breath back again.
That's unfortunate.
So we'll need a save from Rith and Rowan. Well, will fail. '18 will succeed. So
You get advantage on that, Rowan?
No,
he just gets resistance versus the fire damage itself.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So you both take half of that. And then it will reach out with its
wait, did that
Yeah.
do...
It'll swipe a claw at you, Rith. I forgot to do advantage last time too, so that was kind of lucky, but that doesn't matter. A 5 and a 2 on my rolls. That's awesome. So I'm not even going to worry about the whole Bane roll for that.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no, I know you're not. It's going to bite at you, Rowan. Let's see. That's 17 to hit.
Miss.
Misses. Nice. All right. It's that new shield and armor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. That is its go. So, Lilith,
Taking a shot.
go for it.
14.
14 just hits.
Oh, cool. 6 and 11 total.
Nice. So right as you see it swipe at Rith and the lion head goes to bite at Rowan, you see a perfect opportunity and just lance an arrow right through its eye, straight into its skull and brain. And Rowan, yeah, as it's going to bite you, gets real close, but then it just kind of and falls over to the side and is not moving. So it does die, so you do get hit points from it.
Oh yeah. So
Pull out a potion.
Okay.
Um,
So you took 22 damage, right, Rowan?
yeah, because I was 12 down because of the 10.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Temporary.
You guys had hit points. That's right. Okay. Good deal.
Yeah, I'd have been at half health if it wouldn't have been for those temporary hit points.
Oh, I believe you.
nice.
That was a max roll on that. Holy crap. You got a good one, huh?
I'll take that.
That lady at the leech, she knows what she's doing.
She does.
I will drop my spells, head over to Lilith, and give her a heals.
All right.
Sweet.
So do you think El Hazir will be interested in this?
I
Uh,
think so.
maybe we should keep its heads.
Yeah, what was the bag from El Hazir? Was you just putting body parts in it, or what are you doing with that?
Yep. That's
Okay.
what it's for.
Huck them in, bag and tag.
9
Sweet.
HP.
I'm at full health.
Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. So what are you taking off the Chimera?
Well,
Well,
its head isn't gonna fit. I don't know that they're gonna fit in the bag.
No, I think they would make a good trophy.
Yeah. Yeah, we could put them up in our inn.
I'm sure with permission, but it's a Chimera.
Yeah.
So I have a question about the Chimera. I rolled pretty decent.
Yeah.
Is it edible?
I mean, it's basically a large it's like a fusion of a goat, lion, and a dragon, but the body itself, the front part of the body resembles a lion. The back haunches look like a goat. They have cloven hooves and everything. So, I mean, it would be you think it would be edible? It's goat meat.
Yep. I will go for it. I will hack off its legs and
Okay, they are big. So I mean, these legs are pretty substantial in size. If you're hacking off the entire leg, you're probably talking, several 100 pounds per leg.
oh, okay.
This creature's a couple of tons, probably.
Stay here and cure meat and dissemble creature.
Yeah, because this might work as bait too for the Manticore. We could stay kind of close and see if maybe it comes for it.
You guys might be a while. I'm gonna go sit down next to this tree.
Yep. Take a rest.
I'm gonna slap cure wounds on Rith here.
All right. 11. Back to you, Rith.
Ooh.
I'll help Kerr with his
one
carving.
just one leg.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like try to section off, like just cut off meat, basically, like large chunks of it, or?
Just like the haunch, well, would be turned into a ham if it were a pig.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I mean, if you're just trying to take like, so you're not trying to get the bone and everything then, or you taking a bone in, like a bone in ham?
Yeah, bone in.
Okay. So I mean, if you're just taking a haunch off, I would say it probably ends up being 70, 80 pounds with the bone in.
Okay.
Fairly good size piece of meat. You're putting it into the barrel that you have, or
I don't think my tiny little curing barrel is big
no?
enough.
I also want to try to like cut in its stomach and
Okay.
see the contents, see if it's got any kind of good contents inside of it.
Like into its stomach to see what it's eaten recently.
Yes.
Okay.
Would I
Um,
know of just looking at it while you're looking at that? Would I know of any pieces that might look like it could be used to shape for a weapon later on or armor?
go ahead and make a. Hmm, make an intelligence check with your proficiency bonus.
Hmm.
I sit down by Kovac and I'm like, ow, that thing actually hurt my leg.
Gotta live for the irony.
Um, I mean, maybe you don't see pieces in particular, but I mean it has a very tough hide. Um, but I mean, armor's not necessarily your thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, there might be stuff in there. You just can't think of anything particular. Um,
Okay.
does have a dragon head, so I mean, sometimes dragon stuff like dragon parts get made out of weapons. So maybe
Okay. I might. I'll wait till Lilith's done with her thing.
okay. All right. So Lilith, you're gonna cut into the stomach to find out what it's eating.
Yes.
Go ahead and make a survival check since you're trying to like harvest or cut into the animal.
19.
19. Okay. Yeah. Um, it takes you a little bit with your. So you have a rapier and then you have the fey dagger, right?
Yeah.
Or was it a fey short sword? Was it the
It's a dagger.
Is dagger? Okay. It takes you a little bit of time to cut through because the hide is pretty thick, tough. Um, but you manage to get through, and it it does look like you cut it open and the contents spill out. It smells terrible. Just acidic and just nasty meat smell. It's not pleasing to the nose at all. Um, but you do find remnants of some kind of creature, maybe animal. Find little tufts of hide, hair, fur, um, big chunks of meat. So looks like it had eaten somewhat recently.
Okay. I think I'll take try to pop off some of the dragon scales.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check then to kind of harvest.
Its head.
Yes.
It's,
Just
yeah,
off the bot, like the base of the neck part.
the neck and the head is where it attaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you keep trying to pop them off, and it's not. You keep digging into the skin more than anything. That's underneath the scales. Not really having any luck with it. You do cut a few scales, but don't seem to get any clean off.
Okay.
I mean, you have some that have hunks of flesh attached to them that you might be able to work on later, but
Yeah, I'll take a couple of those.
okay. They just weren't very clean cuts.
That's fine. How many?
Oh, I'd say you get 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
I will put them in the bag that El Hazir gave me.
Okay. All right. Anything else you're doing with the Chimera?
Were we taking its like body parts with it at
Oh,
all?
we're going just its heads and the one haunch.
Okay.
Now we gotta shorten the neck on the dragon part a little bit. Somebody pops scales off and it looks really bad.
Maybe a taxidermist can fix it. Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'll assist Baron.
Fair. Cur's
Either way.
fine.
Baron. Yeah. I'll assist Baron with it, with taking the heads off.
Okay. And um, where are you guys putting these at?
I was just going to carry them.
Okay. So, I mean, these are slightly larger than just like your typical lions. So, I mean, you're looking at something that is like the lion's head itself is about 3 um maybe 3 almost 4 feet from top to bottom, and then like 2 to 3 feet wide.
Okay.
um the dragon's head is not nearly as tall, but if you're taking like the neck and everything, I mean, you're talking about something that's probably 5 maybe 6 feet in length. And then the goat head is slightly the smallest of the 3, probably 2 by 1 or so.
We're just gonna tie him to Cricket. It's okay.
So it's going to give you quite a bit of weight to carry him around with all the flesh and everything still on them. But um,
Well, I know it's early, but I kind of burned through a bunch of spells. Uh, if we want to camp here, I can clear up some of this. Try to get a little preservation starting on them so we can actually take them back with us.
That sounds good.
Agreed.
I'm down for whatever.
okay, so you guys are going to take some time to like preserve it basically, and so you can transport it a little bit easier. You said, Kerr?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make an early camp.
All right.
We
So
can, if we go over by those rocks, we'll have some cover with the trees and we'll be away from this. So if it attracts anything, we'll be a little bit safer.
Agreed.
Is
I
it
like that
does
idea.
its claws look like they could be used for a weapon?
maybe, I mean, you could take them
Okay.
with you if you'd like.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sharp and they're pretty big.
Okay.
Um,
I'll work on
6
that.
maybe 12 inches. So
That way
all
Rith
right.
has something to do.
I will assist Rith.
All right, go ahead and make a survival check, Rith, at advantage then, since Lilith's giving you a hand.
All right.
I'll start hefting the heads over.
Couple of 16s, nice.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, you can get say of the 16 claws that it has on its, or the 8 claws that it has on its front paws. You're able to get 6 of them out without a problem.
Okay.
Once you get them fully out from being retracted and whatnot, yeah, they appear to be about 12 inches in length total. So might be able to do something with them.
Sure. Well, I mean, they're bone too, so they can be worked. All right. Do the wings look like they're leathery?
They are.
Okay. I'll work on cutting out some of the wings then for like leather.
Okay. It's a large size animal, so I mean you can get a fair amount of leather out of them. You don't necessarily know precisely what you could make out of it, but could sell it off more than likely.
Okay.
Biggest chunk is probably like, maybe 3x4. So maybe someone can make a cloak out of it potentially if they wanted to, or bracers, leggings, stuff like that. So
Okay.
I
you
take
get
him shopping one time for clothes, and now he's getting into the clothing business.
No, I'm in the armor.
he's gonna make himself some leather pants, go out in the
Right.
town
That's
with.
the
a vest to go with the
and,
shirt.
and a
There
vest,
we
yeah,
go.
that doesn't have any buttons, He could be that guy in the club. Leather pants and an open vest.
Yeah.
Right.
Decorated with lion's claws.
Love that lion claw necklace.
Yeah. All right.
He's gonna be like Crocodile Dundee.
That's it for me. That's what I'll occupy some of my time with.
All right. So you guys are going over behind the rocks?
Yeah, there's those trees in front of it, and there's like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening there?
Yep.
So
One
you
more
do.
thing I want to try before
Okay.
we go over there is I want to try to get its heart.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for that.
I'll help him by holding the
Okay.
meat or whatever that he needs.
So
Since I'm there.
okay, so you're assisting with it. Go ahead and roll another one then for Lilith. There you go.
Wow. Couldn't do
So
it during the fight, but
yeah. So Rith kind of helps you basically kind of crack the ribs open, pulls them back so that way you can get underneath and cut out this massive heart that is probably the size of a watermelon. So
I will put it in the bag that El Hazir gave me.
okay.
Figure maybe he'll pay for that too.
Yeah. You never
Worth
know,
a
right?
shot.
Does it work like a bag of holding? Like it's just got a bunch of space? Or
Are you asking Lilith?
yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It's just I believe it's supposed to be like a combination of a bag of holding and it keeps it fresh, is what he was telling me.
What's its weight limit?
That I don't know.
I mean, you know the your bag of holding is 500 pounds. He didn't specify anything different.
I
The
know that
opening is
mine
just
is
slightly
500
larger.
pounds, but this one is a little bit bigger, so it may carry more.
Well, we could probably chuck at least one of these heads in there.
I'd say the goat head would probably fit.
We'll do that, and I'll do my best to try to preserve the other two.
Okay, goat head.
All right, so slide the goat head in, and it just kind of disappears into the bag.
Nice.
I would like to look at this stuff.
Oh yeah, so you go over there, and what you find there looks like it was some form of makeshift shelter. A lot of it has like crumbled in on itself, but you can see uh, like wooden latched walls. Kerr, if you're over there, I mean, you notice these things. They're basically like trapper lean-to or hunter lean-tos. So they're shelters that they put up. Generally have three sides and a roof to kind of give them some sort of cover from weather, a decently dry place to sleep, and then they'll have like a fire pit in the middle, or maybe 3 to 4 feet away to give them some where they can have some warmth and whatnot. This one just looks like it's been there for a while. So two of the walls are still in place on one side, and then right where Lilith is standing, there's another like smaller one. Not quite as doesn't look like it was quite as big, but
Okay.
it's kind of collapsed in on itself as well. But there's a fair amount of like dried or weathered wood that's there. So
Okay. Uh,
Can I look in it, I guess, to see if there's any like maybe tools that were left or
yeah,
or
sure.
what
Go ahead
are
and make
okay.
a investigation check. 13. Okay. You sift through some of the rubble. You do find what looks to be an old hunting knife. Little bit dull at this point. Blade looks like it could probably use some work. The handle still appears to be in decent condition though, and you do find a couple of uh, broken arrows with some. Looks like the arrowheads are okay.
Okay.
And you do find what looks to be a old small cooking pot for maybe like 1 or 2 people. Has a small dent in the side, but still looks sound. Might need cleaned out. It's kind of dirty.
A little dirt never bothered us, you know?
Yeah.
I like it just fine. All right. I'll gather up a little wood from here to make our fire.
Okay. You do see some kind of old rocks that were probably used for fire ring, kind of keep things in place if you want those as well. But
Yeah.
all right. So you guys are kind of setting up a day camp to. Are you taking a short rest, a long? Can end up.
Uh, short rest.
The earth is good for a short rest.
Short
I
rest
guess we
would
don't
be-
need to gather up too much stuff. Just make a little fire over, I guess, where the lean-to was.
That
Okay.
sounds good.
And I'll start working in on them.
All right. So you're just like cleaning up the heads as best you can to kind of preserve them,
Yeah,
or at least like drain them of fluids and stuff like that.
yeah.
Okay.
Pull an Egyptian, like scramble them up, dump them out.
Yeah.
Give a little bit of a char to the base of the neck so that doesn't rot away
Okay.
on us.
Go ahead and roll a survival check. Just see how well you are preserving and whatnot.
27.
Yeah, you guys watch Kerr. He just goes to work over this next like hour of your guys' short rest, and I mean, it's obvious he's done this before. You're pretty sure you could have put a blindfold on him, and he would have been fine throughout this whole process. Um, now, are you kind of courteous of the people around you as you're kind of cleaning out inner brain matter and whatnot, taking it away to kind of dump it or somewhere, or are you just doing it right there?
Not in the slightest. It's right there.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys just watch. He just cleans everything out, and you guys just got this grayish matter that just kind of falls all over the grass there. Doesn't have too good of a smell, but it's not terrible. But so
Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought about moving away. I just
no,
would have went automatically into it and just went up.
he just goes full preservation taxidermy mode. By the time he's done, it looks like you don't see anything dripping, oozing, or anything in wonderful condition to be transported.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Oh. Okie doke.
and you guys are just taking a short rest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any healing, any hit dice being used?
I'm gonna do
I will.
I'm gonna do a song of rest.
Okay. With the all right, go for it.
I forgot what my thing. I wrote down
D6 right now, and
Okay.
then performance check. We'll still use that one. That's fine. Oh, nice.
and then
Performance check. Yep. +23, I think that's +4.
Yeah, +4.
So 10 hit points to anyone who is damaged.
All right, so that heals me all the way up.
I think Rith, you're the only one that's still injured.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to use any hit dice over the short rest? You can use up to half.
Yeah, I think I only need to use one. I'm only down 5, so.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that up then.
Where's that D10? There it is.
D12.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Well, there you go.
Yay.
I'm gonna roll this
Perfect.
even though I don't need to.
Damn.
Wow.
The heck? All right.
Wow. You guys are every time you don't really need it, except for you roll max on stuff. That's great.
I just wanted to roll it so it would take it off my sheet.
I hear you. All right. So you guys take a rest, bandage up. Rowan plays a little ditty, Rith. Makes you feel really good inside. Warm. Some of the
I like his songs.
yeah. The char that's around some of your scales kind of fades away a bit. And
Did he just say
feeling
he likes my songs?
Mm-hmm. I like your songs.
so feeling better. It's pretty good. You feel rejuvenated, like you could make someone taste some more hammer.
That is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
All right.
tasty.
So 1 hour later, you guys are sitting mid-afternoon. Or you'd probably assume, I mean, in between 3:30 in the afternoon at this point, based on the position of the sun.
Okay. I guess we can push on. If we head west, we'll run into the other paths. I don't think the Manticore is going to be this far east, especially if another ginormous predator was over here.
Yeah, you do know from your particular role in Kovac, you know that, I mean, those two creatures would not coexist very well at all. So
We could backtrack. This trail will lead to a fork that'll take us to the others, or we can try to cut across the woods again. It'll be another tough go, but it's up to you guys.
So it could be about the same amount of time to go either way, probably.
Possibly.
I mean, I guess we don't know how far back the fork is.
Yeah, the map I was given wasn't super great on distance.
10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
I don't know. Maybe road would be faster. I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, yeah. If it's as dense as it was when we were passing through it, it'll be faster.
Plus, it'd probably be easier since you're carrying those heads.
Yeah. How much do they
You're gonna
weigh?
get darker earlier too, since we're
Oh, and
here
the
darker.
canopy. Yeah.
after cleaning
Okay.
out all like the brain matter and whatnot, and any of the other stuff you could clean out, I mean, you've shaved some weight off of them. I would say between like the dragon head and the lion head, with some of the flesh on there still. Between the two of them, you're probably looking at 150 to 200 pounds.
Okay.
Maybe closer to 150.
I'm almost at my max.
Encumbrance?
Uh I don't know if this adds in my powerful build though. But on this, my max is 420.
Because your powerful build, it gives you double, right?
Yeah, it doubles it.
Okay. And what's your strength score?
My strength is 14. According to the program, my max is 420.
Yeah, I mean, I would take into account your powerful build. So yeah, 420 would be your max. Make I mean, based off of, I will say this. I mean, you saw the goat head go in there. The size of the dragon head, you believe that you could probably work it into the opening of the bag. So it would more than likely fit without being too much of an encumbrance, because it's still like heavy, but if the bag has a 500-pound capacity, with the head that you put in there, the heart, and this head, you don't believe you'd be exceeding it at this point.
Want to give it a try? Try to fit the dragon head into the bag?
Okay.
You can try.
Okay. Let's give it a shot.
All right. Go ahead and just make a either Lilith or Kerr. One of you can make an intelligence check to attempt, or a dexterity check to do it. We'll say.
I feel it should be Lilith.
I'll
She's
do a
both
dex
more
check.
dexterous and smarter than I am.
I'll do a dex check.
Okay. So you're trying to basically work the bag around the head.
Ew.
Oh,
I mean, Kerr's helping you, so you have advantage
Oh, okay. All right.
because he's holding the head, and while you're trying to work it in.
Roll the second one then. 19.
19.
Wait.
Okay.
it's like
Yeah,
trying to get a.
Yeah, you just have to finesse it in. So he's basically holding it there. Rith and Kovac, you remember from our home game the giant statues you guys tried to take with you. So it's kind of similar to that. You just like you fit the bag over it and then just kind of slide it in. Just kind of turning it every now and then to get around like the horns and whatnot, and then all of a sudden it just you feel it in your hands, and then your hands kind of go in the bag with it, Kerr, and you let go and pull your hands out. It's in there.
Awesome.
Right.
So that decreases your weight by about 90 pounds.
Nice. That is helpful. Very, very helpful. Okay. Shall we then?
Yes.
All right. So you're taking the path back?
Yes.
All right. And you were heading back towards the fork?
Yeah.
Okay. So heading southish, basically. All right. So you head back south. Takes, say, you're about 45 minutes later, you come to the fork that you were familiar with on the map. There's a path that kind of snakes its way. So the path you were on from the fork, it kind of starts off to the northeast and then turns more eastbound or eastward, and then kind of curves northeast as you guys were going before. And then the other path starts a little bit more northeast, almost just directly north. You can kind of see it snakes its way a little bit more northeast eventually from what you can see of the path. And then the other one goes off towards like the northwest.
Oh, we take the northwest one?
Yes.
Okay. Then that's the way we shall go.
All right. So you start heading northwest on that particular path. Let's see.
I'm gonna need 5 minutes though. This thing is ridiculously heavy. Yep. Okay, let's go.
All right.
You want me to carry that big guy?
No, I got it.
Good, because I probably couldn't.
I think it's like half of a you, maybe a little more.
All right. So you guys start heading northwest. Path does take kind of varying distances or varying directions, but it still kind of keeps going north at some points, and then a little bit further to the west, you start climbing. You're climbing up as you're going into this more into the foothills. You can see the mountains starting off in the distance, like the actual proper mountains, but you can see some higher foothills with cliffs in the distance. You would assume maybe 4 or 5 miles away would be your guess. So, I mean, at your current pace, maybe an hour to 2 hours.
I think we can do it. I won't say anything and just let us keep going.
Okay. So, um, everybody wants to go ahead and um, yeah, make a perception check as you're about an. Wow, that lucky feature is working out well for you.
Yes, it is.
Makes me
Um,
sad. I don't ever get to laugh at him.
You still laugh at him, just not because he failed.
All right. Lilith and Rith, you guys will notice more by smell than anything. You smell something, and it smells uh like Rith. You smelled it. Smells like kind of like raw meat, but something off about it. Um, like spoiled meat almost to a certain extent. And Lilith, you kind of smell it too, and then you kind of follow your nose a little bit, and you notice off the path about 50, 60 feet, um, you can kind of see a haze of bugs just kind of swirling around like flies. Um, and looks like there's something off in the distance of it. You can't quite make what it is in the underbrush, but you can definitely see something, and you do see a spine in the ground a little bit nearby.
I'll whistle and get everybody's attention and point it out.
Yeah, you guys will end up spotting it with Lilith's assist.
And then I'll
Guys,
head that way.
I think we're on the right track.
Yep. Well, maybe. I mean, we ran into a Shimra.
So I'll keep picking up the spines if we find any more.
Okay, so you're going over to pick up that particular spine?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Like 2?
Hmm?
The spine. What does it look like it was 2? Like,
Oh, like what did it hit? Or
like
are you talking
what did
about?
it belong to? Like, is it
Oh no,
obviously?
it's like a manticore spike.
Oh, okay, a spine. I thought you
Yeah,
said like
not
bat
like a
spine.
spine. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's like a spine from one of their tail, basically a spike.
Okay.
Almost like a quill.
Basically, just very large and um tightness to a certain extent. Not quite a bony protrusion, but like fingernail type material.
Right.
I'll
Rhino horn.
Yeah.
take my rapier out and try to like spot it to fly so I can get up there closer to whatever this is and
Okay.
pull my shirt up over my nose and try to get closer to see if I can see what
Okay.
they're attracted to there.
Yeah, I mean the flies are still swarming around it. I mean they don't really seem to they're more focused on this mass of mangled meat in front of you. You can make a survival check if you'd like, or a nature check. Survival, actually. Do the survival.
15.
15. Okay. I You're not really sure exactly what it was. Looks like it had some kind of hoof on one of its legs that's still intact. So maybe a deer, elk, something of that regard. Um,
Doesn't look like a horse or human.
no,
That's really what I was looking for.
yeah, no, it looks more like a something that's in the wilderness up here. Um, yeah,
think we are in the right trail, but this is not horse or human, so
It's good.
Is it
There's-
six-legged lizard?
no, it's a hoofed animal.
There's only the
Unless
one
it has
spike
6
in it.
hooves.
Yeah, just the one spike. Looks like it's still got some blood and fleshy matter on it,
Oh, I'll clean it off.
where it kind of went through the animal, probably.
Okay.
Or was then the animal was subsequently torn from it.
Did
So-
you just look at Baron, Rowan, when I said hoofed animal?
What?
I have regular feet. They're like your feet, and I'll point to Lilith.
Except like 3 times the size. Or twice.
Probably big.
From her feet, probably like 3 to 4 times the size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's
Pretty
just
much.
at least in overall like volume or mass. Yeah.
5 toes, each foot, a heel, an arch. No hoof, not hoof.
Was it me?
Bad Lilith.
But you're just my example. Foot shape. Can we get going? This is weird.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So, Rith, you put the spike in your bag?
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay. You have another one. So,
Sweet.
all right.
Actually,
Yes.
I'm gonna take both of them out. I'm gonna tie them to my back. So I'm gonna carry them.
Okay.
That way I can throw them back at Manticore if I need to.
Improvise weapon time.
Relevant.
All right.
You throw one at me, I throw one at you.
Right. It's a
More or
game.
less. Yeah. It's catch. Fetch. All right. So you guys continuing north along the trail. Go ahead and just continue to make a perception check if you'd like, or someone on the group, I should say, whoever's taking point.
I'm definitely trudging at the back.
I
Fair
will
enough.
go at the head.
I'm probably in the middle somewhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Or
So
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Lilith, you do notice that there are some. The cliffs are getting a little bit closer. The path is starting to climb a little bit steeper at this point. Actually, getting into more rocky areas. Some of the vegetation becomes a little bit more sparse, giving way to more craggy type of vegetation, smaller uh, shrub-like bushes, some more evergreen style trees. There are a few deciduous trees that are kind of still in this, getting up in here, but the soil's a little bit more rocky, a little bit thinner, so you're just running into different types of vegetation up this high. Or it's not really high, but getting into this terrain. Um, Now, off in the distance, you see maybe, we'll say, 180 feet. You do see what looks to almost be, you think, the top of a cave opening with a cliff wall that just kind of keeps going up a little bit, um, with like a little plateau area above it, and then it just the mountain keeps climbing up a little bit more from there.
Is this an area we'll be able to like get to easily, or
And if you're on the
Right.
path that you're on, will kind of take you in that direction. You see kind of another rocky, almost natural trail like that seems to kind of take you up in that area.
All right, I'll head that way.
Okay.
And follow.
All right. So it doesn't seem to be too far from you. I mean, you depending just moving at normal pace.
Yeah, and once I get close, I'm gonna slow down
Okay.
and take it easier to try to move up on the cave just in case there's something in it.
Okay. So I mean, like I said, right now you're probably maybe 100 or so feet away. Um, Path looks like it kind of takes a little bit of a small detour to the left and then continues up. There is the path is kind of like a rocky has a rocky wall on both sides that kind of goes down into almost like it steps up kind of. But the path is a little bit more consistent, a little bit more smooth, but it still does climb up about 30 feet to the cave opening from where you're at. It just takes a small twist left and then kind of goes back to the right.
Okay. I will go into stealth mode to
Okay.
walk up, and I'll just put my hand back to stop everybody for a second.
All right. Are you going up by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead
Up
and roll a stealth check for me.
27.
27.
If
Okay.
only you had those shoes. Could have been a 30.
All right. So Lilith, you come into the spot right about there. Uh, There. That's a little bit better, actually. Okay. So this is what you can see where you're at.
Mm,
Hang on a second. I
um,
need to see how high up you are, actually. You should only be. See. Oh, no, not that. I didn't want to do that. What's your hit points? 27? Is that right? Or 30? Okay, so sorry. You should be at 30. I want this to be 0. Okay. There we go. So,
I don't see anything.
okay.
It's gray.
Yeah, we don't have tokens here.
Well, Lilith should. Um,
Yeah, I don't have a token.
oh, you're still on that one. Can you see the cave entrance one?
I see the cave entrance
Okay,
one.
so
And I
go to
tried
that
clicking
one.
it, and I'm not getting anything. I don't even have a token on there anywhere.
Should.
I see yours, Kovac, Riss, and Rowan on there, but I don't see a token for me at all.
Okay, because they don't have tokens on the cave entrance one, and yours still shows on path through the hill.
Yeah, I'm seeing their tokens on cave entrance.
Oh, they got their notices up there that they're on that. Here I'll. Right. All right, and you guys still can't see anything then?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's got
I can't.
nothing.
I can now.
I'm
You
gray. I'm gray on both.
I'm gray on the
Weird.
entrance.
But Kovac, you can see.
Yep.
All right, you just tell us what's going on.
Okay.
Mm, All right, and you guys still can't see anything, right?
It's all gray.
All right, let me do something different here.
I keep getting a canvas has failed.
Yeah, that's what it said to me when I finally got my token to show up. I clicked on Arabelle and then clicked back on cave entrance to try to see if that worked, but
Weird.
Yeah. Well, it is midnight, so if we wanted to stop because of troubleshooting till you figure it out, we could.
true.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing the problem here.
I blame Lilith.
That's fair.
She stole the map.
That's exactly what happened.
Let me do something real quick here. I'm gonna exit out of it real fast just to see if I can. Goes up there, of course it does. All right, so let's back up.
I gotta exit out.
Yeah, no problem.
And a strong fail.
Just trying to even get in.
Yeah.
Mine is loading cave entrance, 21%.
Okay.
Mine's trying to load the bandit camp, and it's
Let's-
now 5%. Different happens, I guess. I mean, we'll troubleshoot, see if anything is wrong. Like I said, I updated all the modules too, so everything should be good. I'm not sure why it's not allowing you guys to get in, aside from Kovac when he tried and was able to see. So, because you were the only one, right?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I'm at 96%.
Nice.
Like I could tell that you were putting tokens there with the streaming one because it
Mm-hmm.
it brought up Kerr where I could do his stats and stuff, his rolls, and then it brought up Rith where I could do his rolls and stuff, but I still couldn't see anything.
Got it. Well, I suppose that'll be the stopping point for us tonight. Thanks everybody for stopping in. Sorry about the tech issues here. This is still all stuff figuring out. Not sure if it's just the size of the map, but shouldn't be. But anyhow, 2 weeks I think we'll be back. I know it's Good Friday, but we should be available by that point. I think Kovac and I were the only two necessarily that might have had a conflict, but we should be good.
Yeah.
So, other than that, thanks for stopping by, and see you all in 2 weeks for exploration of the cave and hopefully hunting down the man, completing the job. So, until then, we'll see you later, everybody. Have a good night.
See ya.
Nice.
Bye.